This is my story through the heart of yoga. My journey begins in England as a physically frail child. Coming from a poor family where food was not plentiful, my mother was left alone with 4 young children when my father died. I was sent away to a convalescent home for 2 years, where I became stronger. In my teen years, I met a young, adventurous man who became my husband. He brought out the adventurous spirit in me. Later, we emigrated on an adventure to Canada with 4 young children. Here, I learned to become strong and healthy through different physical exercises, which would lead me to yoga. Then what happens? There's a crisis in my life. I need to sit still and reflect. Yoga was the vehicle to help me through the emotional struggle. Heart attack, marriage breakdown, and alone at 60. I was beginning my own journey. Finding myself emotionally frail now, I have to reach deep within to find strength. Supported by newfound friends and my yoga practice, I began to discover who I was, besides wife, mother, grandmother, becoming active and strong enough to become a yoga teacher. This little poem expresses my journey. The first circle of a water ripple is she who dares. She opens the door to adventure and widens opportunity. She eggs on her bigger self and introduces new parts to the world. She grows even in her own eyes and sees creative reflections of her spirit. She cries with joy at her discoveries and fills a quiet heaven with her emerging song. She prays with the stone that shapes her. So, with just a tiny little pebble, the yoga community started in Richmond County. And then it spread. It was not called yoga at first because my supervisor said, "Helen, we cannot call it yoga. People may feel threatened by some of the poses." So we called it gentle exercises, but it was yoga from the word go. The students were thrilled when they knew. The first classes were slow, with few students. The first year I taught 1 class. 2 years later, I was teaching 12 classes. During the classes, I witnessed some amazing students who would later become yoga teachers themselves. Today, we have a community of yoga teachers. We share information and support each other without competition. Students came and went, but some have been in their classes for nearly 20 years now. They have grown older. Some are on the mat, some on the chair, some mix both. There is a wide range of ages doing yoga in Richmond County. In the senior classes, most are in their late 60s to 70s and several in their 80s. As a senior myself, I feel valued and fulfilled. Amazed, I came to rural Nova Scotia and found the best job I ever had. In 2009, I read a book called 3 Cups of Tea. This is a true story of underprivileged young women in Afghanistan and Pakistan. I was so moved by this book, I wanted to be able to give them the opportunity for an education through yoga. How could I do this? I recorded a yoga CD, and the $6,000 raised over the next several years was donated. Again, through yoga, raising funds for the Arthritis Foundation. So the umbrella of community and relationship spread far and wide, but it starts with ourselves in our own community. This past spring, I volunteered with the Heart and Stroke Walkabout program. Once a week, I was joined by seniors who shared their stories. I learned about their life at the river. As I have been writing this, I have come to a realization of my sense of belonging to River Bourgeois. This is the community I chose to retire to 25 years ago. At times, people may say I'm an outsider from away. However, I feel I resonate with my community. We can make our own sense of belonging. The combination of gentle movement, breathing, meditation, acceptance, and laughter has brought great joy to both me and the students. We might say we inspire each other. At times the poses can be challenging, but through constant awareness of their body, a student can gradually find their own way into a pose. Like yoga, life can be challenging at times, but with constant awareness we can find our own way. I think I did. A space. I have found a space inside and outside, a space to live my truth, regardless of how it is. The words I have had to use and learn ringing true in my ears, permeating through my being, allowing me to grow into a me that I would know. I have found a space I did not know existed in me. As the negative energy was released, it allowed the creative energy to flow with a lightness that makes me dance with life. Into the unknown I go, because little I know, with all the shaking up I received, this would burst forth inside and outside of me to fill that space that would be me. For me, it has been a journey of commitment to sharing my passion for strength and wellness with others. A journey of the heart can change the world. Thank you.